Hey there, my friends. My name is Tim. Welcome to Legacy Art Studio. I want to take a minute and share with you a moment of honesty, a moment of reality. I feel that reality checks are very, very important, and so making you aware of where my heart and where my spirit are will help you in deciding if a career like this is one that you should be approaching, one that you should be considering, and what to do when you're possibly in a moment quite like this. This comes with a level of honesty that you're not going to find on other YouTube channels or from other creators, because our job is to look as successful, as wealthy, as on top of the world as we can be. And because we do that, we're going to bring you into our realm of creativity, and you're going to want to stick around and just see this person jumping into their successes. I will tell you right now, that is not someone that I am. I've been very honest with my viewership over the years, over the last 15 years that I've been on YouTube, and to a fault. And I know to a fault. But today I want to give you a different level of honesty, and not in a oh, woe is me moment, but in a here's reality, and then here's how to face that reality, especially if you come from the aspect of being a Christian and believing in the one true God. I promise I won't get all preachy, but I will give you my opinion on why my business is working for me in this moment and how you can approach this and handle this. So I've been doing this now professionally full-time. This is roughly about 2 years now. I quit a job that was paying $40,000, which at that time was the biggest amount of money that I was making as an individual. It was good for my wife and I, but the job was terrible. And it was very frustrating, and it was one of those things where you go home emotionally drained every single night, and your loved ones are being affected by it, and the opportunity to quit was the obvious role to take. It was the obvious thing to do. So, stepping into this world, they say it takes 10 years to get your business off the ground. Now, I've been working on my personal business for as long as I can remember, not even here in Montana where I live now, but all over the place. And not only that, whenever you get into a new community, that clock kind of resets. So we're kind of in year 2 right now. And it's my desire as a caricature artist to get between 2 to 4 gigs a month. Those 2 to 4 gigs a month do pretty reasonable when it comes to finances, and usually can help my wife and I pretty strongly. And then if I can get odd jobs in between that for videography or things of that nature, usually the month works out reasonably well between her paycheck and mine. And so this month, the month of September that we're sitting in right now in 2025, I'm looking at my calendar, and I shudder at this moment because there is only 2 official gigs on this, and they do not amount to too much. One is a reasonable one, the other one is not. And it's one of those scenarios where you're going to walk into feast and you're going to walk into famine, and there is no way to know which one of those is going to happen. So in this world of YouTube and of success and sharing how amazing things are, I want to make it quite clear that this is not an easy realm to live in. This is considered the freelance way of life. You don't have insurance. You probably can't afford it. And if you do have insurance, it's probably through your wife who's a nurse, which, praise the Lord. You're probably not living on your own. You might have roommates. You might have a wife who is truly offering her extreme support for you to do what you're doing. Wow. So how do you get through this? I'm surprised my shirt isn't doing the green screen thing right now. How do you get through this? What do you do? How do you thrive on little? I'm going to give you 2 aspects of this. One, there are things in my life I simply can't control. No matter how hard I work, there are things in life I can't control. We talked about this in one of my last videos where I was talking about the idea of marketing and how to market yourself and why your art should be your key marketing, and you just getting to places and doing that art is going to be the key thing. Now, placing yourself in key spaces is important, and keeping yourself away from other spaces is important, because I don't want to put myself in a place where it cheapens my brand. But at the same point in time, I need to be putting myself in places often where my brand is heightened and people are recognizing it. So that's important stuff when it comes to marketing, but I know I'm supposed to be doing this. I know I'm supposed to be doing this because I'm seeing blessings. No, they're not a lot of money. No, they're definitely not near what I've made in previous jobs, but they're blessings. And I've learned you follow the blessings. That's something that I've believed for years. And when I follow these blessings, usually things pan out. For better or for worse, things pan out. Now, that does not mean that I am not constantly going through heartache. I'm not constantly losing friends or being revoked in one way or another. Business is hard. It destroys friendships. It destroys relationships. It's hard. But you have to keep pushing forward. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. If you're supposed to be here, you're supposed to push forward. Now, I'm very, very thankful that my career has not destroyed my marriage. And frankly, my marriage is the only thing in my life that is truly certain. And if it became a question, my business would be the thing that I would drop versus my marriage. I'm very thankful that my wife understood what she was getting when she married me, and has also willingly accepted the hazards that I've put in front of us by being self-employed the way that I am. And having someone like that in your life is incredibly important and necessary if you want to make it in this world. As a Christian, I firmly believe that no matter how hard I push, God has already planned a direction that He's going to put me on. I'm not saying preordained, but in a way, if I allow Him to do what He does so well, then I'm going to be led to the best place that He has built me for. And for people who are Christians and who believe that line of thinking, that way of thinking, that's a very good way to realize, yes, you need to work hard and harder than most people to get to where you are. But there is a level, and other people would call it luck. A lot of people in the business world of acting, direct, in movie making, in different things, and being celebrities or whatever, they say that there's a lot of hard work and a lot of luck. I firmly believe that if you're called by God to be in a certain place, it's going to happen whether you like it or not. And if you can have the mindset that goal that He already had in store for you is probably the best option, you're probably going to be doing pretty well. And like I said in my video, this is not the highlight of my career right now. We're not even close to it. In my opinion, I'm just getting started. In my opinion, even though I've been on YouTube for 15 years, every day I make another video, I feel like I'm just getting started. And I feel like there's constant improvements that I can appreciate and thrive on and keep moving forward. In addition to that, though, I really firmly believe that even in your height of what others would call success, I just call it living, because there is no such thing as success, because every time you get to that success point, there's something further out there that you're shooting for. Not that you should shoot for, but that you're naturally feeling you should be shooting for. And I believe that you have to thrive in the right now. Even when I look at my calendar and I see 2 events and I'm fearful that I'm going to be able to pay my share of what my family needs to stay afloat, I'm certain that God has that in control, especially if I know that this is where He has me right now. Now, yes, I'm going to be completely frank. I sit in a moment every single day where I go, well, should I pull up the listings of jobs? Should I look and see if anyone's asking for work? It's easy to give up. It's very easy to give up. It is not easy to push through the hard times, and it's not easy on your family either. It is not. And you have to celebrate the little successes, and your family might not always understand that, and your family might not always be able to celebrate that with you. That's something that you have to be on your own, and you have to accept on your own, and just keep pushing ahead. You don't have a choice. And so accepting that you're on your own in the majority of this, and you need to make sure that you're on the path that God has directed you on. If you are a Christian, you believe in that. And then you have to just fight forward. And then, yes, I firmly believe that if there is a time that I need to start looking for work and I need to start rethinking my life and my direction, I know that that will be a conversation that my wife and I will have together, because I firmly believe that God communicates through my wife to me, even though she feels that he doesn't. I know without a shadow of a doubt that she directs me, and it's usually because of something God's put in her mind. And if you don't have a person like that in your life, find one. And if not, figure out that still small voice that you need to be listening to. And if you're not a Christian and you're just trying to figure that out, well, then talk to the people of importance around you and allow them to offer their honest input. Now, remember, there's naysayers, and you need to fight off the naysayers, and you need to just keep going on your goals. But there's a certain point in time when you know that goal is unrealistic now, and it needs to be pushed off to the side for a little bit longer. My wife and I have been married now for 11 years. It's been a beautiful marriage, and I've worked a normal 9-to-5 job. I've worked radio DJ. I've worked Chamber of Commerce. I've worked a whole bunch of different jobs, wishing for the moment that I'm sitting in right now. It has never been able to be a reality up until right now, and even in this moment of reality right now that we're sitting in, this is also a very dangerous time. This is also a financially difficult time for my wife and I. And like I said, I'm not crying. I'm not crying at all. I'm loving life right now. I'm thriving in this. But even in this moment, you got to understand, if you get the opportunity to be here, you're still going to be directly tested, and by Satan, by yourself, by all of it. You're going to be tested and questioning. And then one of the naysayers who's going to be judging you the most is going to be yourself. And you have to remind that naysayer that they have no right to speak, and you know that you believe in what you're doing, and you have to keep plowing forward. This is the nature of business. This is the nature of life. This is how we become better, become more certain of ourselves, and make our passions our realities. That's important. So I just want to give you some encouragement, because every other channel on YouTube, every other creator who's got 1 million followers, they're not going to share these moments because it's their job to put on an act and show only success and let other people live in that success through them via osmosis and sucking it in through social media. And I firmly believe that that is a lie. Yes, we need to celebrate these moments, but I also believe that we need to coach each other. We need to encourage each other. And I know one of the prayers I've always asked for, which always comes with hardship. If you ask for this, just understand it comes with hardship. But I always asked God for the wisdom of Solomon. Okay, Solomon in the Bible was a very, very wise man. A very wise man. And was wise beyond his years. And I've always been of the mindset where I desire wisdom that I should not have. To desire advice that I can give to others and they would actually listen and be attentive. When Tim speaks, we all stop and listen, because there's something truthful that he's going to say. Not because he's worth listening to, but because something he's going to say is going to make a difference. And so it's in these moments when I sit here and I literally am going, okay, what can I do right now to get another job? What can I do to get the next freelance piece? What jobs do I have? Let me check my tasks. Who have I not taken care of in my clients? Who have I not reached out to in a while? and that level of stress and uncertainty. And sitting here on a Thursday afternoon, Thursday afternoon, when everyone else, including my wife, is doing the 9-to-5 grind, and I'm sitting here just, do I make a video? Do I draw something? What do I do? That's stress, you know? And I think in these moments, it's more important to sit back and allow God to do what God does best. Yes, there's things I can do, but anything done in stress is going to fail. Anything done in uncertainty like that is going to fail. Anything done in wisdom, in structure, in plan, has a much better chance of winning. Just read a book that a friend of mine, Jason, suggested to me, and the gentleman in the book says, know your 5-step plan. You know, what is your goal for yourself 5 steps down the road? And I can't say I have an understanding of what that's going to be, but just even 2 steps ahead, even 1 step ahead, even, you know, instead of just being right here in this moment, what's the ultimate goal and how do I reach the ultimate goal, you know? And so I think having that understanding. And then another book that I just finished reading on this trip to Wyoming, when I wasn't making videos, I had my earbuds in and I was listening to this other book, and it's called Start With Why. It's a very good book, and it challenges you to look at yourself and look at your business and say, why is your business is important? How is it achieving that? And what do you use to achieve the how and the why? And it was a very good book. And honestly, with a guy like me who has 8 or 9 different YouTube channels, each one talking about a different part of my life, I realized that as I look at those and I base those under the idea of why, they all don't meet the criteria of being worthy of my time. And recently I realized that this channel does meet that criteria, and is going to reach out to people who need it the most. The why of being able to help other people succeed in their business and their personal side. Now, I lean towards caricature, and I think a lot of people who are here are inspired by illustration and caricature, and so I've been able to make my life the keynote of that, and I've really enjoyed that, and I feel like I have something to offer there. So I feel like there is a strong why here. But figure out your whys in these moments of silence and where you're sitting here going, it's time to look at listings for jobs. Maybe this is the time to look at your why and see if there's anything you can do to advance the why. And in this moment, I feel it's important to take the emotion that I'm carrying right now and share it with you. I think that that's a teaching opportunity that for those who care the most about reaching for their goals, seeing art as a way to do that. Maybe you know in your heart, maybe you're certain in your heart that this is something you can do. Maybe you're practicing for it. Maybe you're actively looking at how you're going to have that happen. Maybe you're doing a job, a 9-to-5, and you're trying to take little jobs on the weekends or whatever to do caricature or whatever other accomplishment. Maybe you're doing 3D printing for fairs. Maybe you're doing, maybe you're crocheting cute little things and you're selling them in, it doesn't matter whatever your business is. Maybe you're doing stuff on Etsy or eBay or whatever else there is out there. Maybe you just need to see that in these moments when we are in our deepest stress, that is a moment not to freak out. As a Christian, I would say this is your moment to reach out to Christ and say, you have control. There's nothing I can do in this moment except to rely on you. That's it. Nothing I can do. Maybe I can use some of this energy in a good way to market myself. Maybe I can create something that is worth sharing on social media. But to do anything out of stress is going to be a waste of effort towards failure. So, just wanted to take a few minutes and share this with you. Because yes, I am looking forward to every opportunity that I can to share the exciting moments. What some people would call successes, I'm just going to call it living. My wife and I have a very cool gig that we have coming up here in about 2 weeks where she's actually going to come with me again. And I don't want to tell you too much about it because I'm going to actually, hopefully, Lord willing, record some of it and give you a little bit of that reality. And the beautiful thing of that one, even though we are financially very tight and we've lost many opportunities to go to some favorite places that we try to do every year. We just could not do that this year. We didn't get to go camping this year. We didn't get to go to our favorite hot spring this year. There's an opportunity coming up in 2 weeks where I have a caricature gig, and we're going to try and flip that into a moment where we can have a little bit of us time. And I would like to share some of that with you too, and give you a little bit of what that experience is going to be like. And that's going to be a success moment. I'm going to look forward to sharing this with you. If it all pans out the way it's supposed to, it looks like it will, but I will always be the first person to come on here and go, hey, real moment. The printer stinks. Here's the reality of what we do for a living. Here's why I love it. Here's why you should love it. Here's what we're going to have to deal with together. Here's the struggle that we're going to face. But we're not done. You're not done. God's not done with you. Just keep hanging in there, okay? All right. I'm going to leave it at that. I just want to say God bless you guys. Thank you so very much for watching my silly little videos. Keep it crispy, first Tim 412. You guys absolutely rock. I have really enjoyed making these videos. This trip to Wyoming was very inspiring for me as a video creator. I just finished a big video project, and coming off of that, I've been very driven to want to make more content, very much like the trip to Wyoming, and gearing up to, Lord willing, make a documentary on a local area here in Montana. With a friend of mine. We're going to see if that pans out. I'm making a full effort to... I'm making the most valiant effort I can to make it happen. And I'm scared. I'm very scared. And I doubt myself. And you probably doubt yourself. But nothing worth doing. How do I put this without my dyslexia getting this wrong? If it's worth doing, it's going to scare you. If it's worth doing, it's going to scare you. So what's scaring you right now? What's the thing that is intriguing you and exciting you, but you're also scared of it? Guess what? You know what you should be doing. Pick your priorities well, though. Put your family first. Work with them. If they are a family who has worked well with you as a team, then they will understand your heart, your passion, your drive, and they will be patient with you and work with you to help you reach your goals. If they're not, then be praying about that. Talk to God about that. Make that something that maybe if you go to therapy and you're talking about how your family's getting in the way, what do I do so I can reach my goal? And listen carefully to the answers. Maybe there's a way that you can turn the tide. Maybe there's a way that you can make your family your cheerleaders. Or you know your priorities are wrong and now's not the time. But don't give up on yourself. Okay? Don't give up on yourself. Have some certainty in yourself because that's all you got. Have that open mind. Let's see what God has in store. Okay? I'm praying for you. I love you. God bless you. And I hope that this inspires you. Stupid little conversation like this. Anyway, if it does, leave a comment down below. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you next time right here on Legacy Art Studio. Any time that I have another gig, I try to find an opportunity to bring the cameras and share it with you. So you'll know when another gig comes up, and we'll just keep thriving together, okay? All right.